Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Kim. I do healthy cooking, meal prep, and I also follow the Weight Watchers plan. So with that said, we're going to film today a quick cook with me. I have a side dish that I've been wanting to share with you. Since potatoes are currently 0 on the Weight Watcher plan, I thought I would share with you how I make my fried potatoes and get them really super crispy. So we're just going to need a couple of ingredients, of course, an air fryer. You could probably do these in the oven as well, but what we're going to do today is we're going to cook those in the air fryer. So I'm going to change my angle. I'm going to bring you down to my cooking station, and I'm going to prepare the potatoes and show you my method on how to get the crispiest, super delicious potatoes for a side dish. So let me turn you around and let's get started. So I have some regular russet potatoes. I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting these into smaller pieces. I do like them a little bit chunky, but not too chunky. So about this size. So, and I'm going to pop them into an ice bath. Now this is one of the tricks that I learned, that if you pop it into an ice bath, it starts to remove some of those starches and it helps with crisping up your potatoes. So that is trick number 1. Get yourself an ice bath, a bowl with ice and water in it, and we're going to go ahead and let these soak for a half hour. I always like to just make sure that I have enough time when I'm making these. That way I have the extra half hour to prep, because again, it does make a world of a difference. So we're going to go ahead and get these popped in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to let these soak. I'm only going to need 4. I'm just going to go ahead and let these soak, and then I will come back and I will show you the next step. So with that said, we'll see you back here in a half hour. Alright, our potatoes have been soaking for about a half hour, 45 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and drain them. Try to get as much of that water off as you can. And then we're going to set down a clean towel. And then I'm going to throw some paper towels on top of that. And then we're going to go ahead and lay our potatoes out on top of the towel. And then we're going to proceed to pat them dry. Again, we want the crispiest potatoes possible, so that is our goal, to make sure that we do all the steps. And I know it is a couple of extra steps, but trust me, it's totally worth it. So I'm just going to grab another paper towel and we're just going to pat these dry. Alright, that looks good. And then I have another bowl over here that we're going to use to put our potatoes in and start our mixture. So I'm going to grab these potatoes. And this is why I put the towel underneath, because it's always easier to pick up the towel and put them right in there. Alright, so we have our potatoes. And the next thing we're going to do is, I could use some extra virgin olive oil, or I could just use this cooking spray, because this is easier, and as long as you don't use a ton of it, it's 0 points. So we're going to go ahead and use that, and we're just going to spray it. Spray it again. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and season it today. I'm going to use the Kinder's blend, and it's just salt, pepper, garlic. And we're going to go ahead and throw that on. I'm going to get a spoon and just toss this real quick. Or a fork, because that's what I grabbed first. And you definitely want to season these liberally. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with just a tad more cooking spray, and then a little more seasoning. Alright. Okay, so I told you soaking the potatoes was trick number 1. Patting them dry was trick number 2. And here is my final trick. Cornstarch. So we're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and we're gonna give that a quick stir. And that is the trick to making sure that they get nice and crispy. So I'm just going to start sprinkling that over it. Give it a little toss here, and then I'm going to add in the rest of it. Just a little bit more. All right, so we've got that ready. And then we're going to put this into our air fryer, 400 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. So I am going to spray my air fryers to make sure it doesn't stick. And we're going to pop that in. Can you guys see? Just about you can see. All right, we're just going to go ahead and spray that and then pop our potatoes right in there. All right, nice even layer. Can you see that? We're going to pop this right back in, and I will come back and show you about halfway through in about 10 minutes or so. And we are going to have some delicious, yummy, I'm going to say 0 point fried potatoes. I mean, you can't go wrong. If you wanted fries, just cut them in fry shapes. Same thing, same process. All right, so we're going to pop these in and I'll come back. All right, we have about 10 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and take a look. They're coming along. I'm just going to give them a quick shake and throw them back on. All right, we'll come back and check it again. All right, it's been 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, let's check it. Oh, look, they are starting to get brown and crispy. I'm gonna go another 2 minutes and then I'm going to call it done. All these look delicious. All right, so here is what we have. They are nice, they are crispy. I will try to grab a fork or something behind me. It looks like I got a spoon, but listen to that crisp. They're absolutely perfect. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. I hope that you try this in your kitchen because again, sometimes just having one little trick, one little easy side dish can go from making your meals a little boring and unfulfilling to something that you can really enjoy. And let me tell you something, every time I make these potatoes, I get so happy. Food makes me happy, I can't help it. All right, so with that said, signing off for today. I hope that you liked today's video. I'll put the ingredients down in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good jazz, and we will see you next video.